Welcome. Today we are talking about the two elements of reproduction with reference to the solar Hart case. But before we speak about the two elements, I'm going to first provide you with a brief case overview of the solar Hart case. So, in this case, the appellant was the owner of two-dimensional drawings or parts of a solar energy hot water system which it manufactured. The respondent also manufactured hot water systems. The appellant had claimed that the respondent had reproduced the drawings, or a substantial part of the drawings, into a three-dimensional version. In the Supreme Court of Western Australia, Justice Brunson held that the copyright in the drawings was infringed. The decision was overturned in the full court of the Federal Court of Australia, and the case at hand was an appeal to the High Court of Australia. So, in this case, it was established that the two elements of reproduction are 1. There must be a sufficient degree of objective similarity between the two works, and 2. A causal connection between the plaintiff's and the defendant's work. Let's begin with causal connection. Causal connection may be indirect. However, it is a general requirement that the plaintiff show that the defendant had access to the plaintiff's work. For example, in the solar Hart case, the respondent was in a business association with a former employee of the appellant named Davies. Davies had access to the drawings, and after his severance of employment, did not return them. Other surrounding factors were also taken into account, such as comparing expenditure and testing of the drawings between the appellant and the respondent. Ultimately, though, the majority agreed upon the reasoning of the trial judge and stated that there was ample evidence of copying. So, once a causal connection is established, we must now find out if there is a sufficient degree of objective similarity. To establish objective similarity, there are two elements. 1. The reproduction must contain a substantial part of the original work, and 2. The substantial part is determined by its quality. The first element is best explained through the words of Chief Justice Gibbs and Justice Wilson. Chief Justice Gibbs states that the defendant's products must closely resemble the plaintiff's drawings or a substantial part of them. Justice Wilson states that the two drawings must bear a striking similarity in a qualitative sense to at least a substantial part of the copyright work. So, what determines a substantial part? Well, whether a part is substantial must be decided by its quality rather than its quantity. In considering the quality of a substantial part, the decision in the solar Hart case provided that it is a question of fact of the individual case. Now, you must look at the degree of significance of what is taken and whether the part in question is easily identifiable as coming from the original work. Remember, it is how important the part is to the artistic work and what role it plays. Is the part vital to the work's success? So, in summary, we have the doctrine of reproduction, which has two elements, causal connection and objective similarity. Causal connection may be established by indirect access to the original work, but generally requires physical access to the copyright, and objective similarity requires two sub-elements to be satisfied. The first being, the reproduction must contain a substantial part of the original work, meaning the original drawing and the reproduction must be strikingly similar or closely resemble each other. And 2, the substantial part must be determined by its quality, which means that the substantial part must play a significant role in both the original work and the reproduction. Thank you for listening.